Melee isn't popular in Warframe, it pretty much never was. Kullervo can be said to be DE's way of trying to make Melee seem far more popular than it was. He came out, they added like a bunch of Melee updates, more mods, more love to Melee after ignoring it for 5 years. But with him coming out came player overguard as well. It pretty much gave just a huge boost to the player character in general, and it made Melee lovers feel ecstatic. Now in this video I'm going to be talking about why players hate Kullervo, which is wrong. He's not hated. There's nothing to hate about, well, his farm. Farming him is the worst thing in the fucking world, but for the most part it's not that he's unpopular, it's not that he's hated or not liked. Kullervo is a very powerful frame, he's simple, effective, makes any melee weapon good. You could stop right there and it'd be just the same. However, farming him sucks, so not a lot of players end up actually getting him unless they buy him, because going through the Duviri experience for 8 hours is not something a lot of players want to do. Playing as the Drifter is often clunky and just not fun for a lot of people. But it's not that he's unpopular. If you're wondering why people don't play Kullervo, if you're a Kullervo main or a Melee-focused Warframe main, Kullervo has Wrathful Advance is by far one of the best abilities you can throw on a Melee Warframe, especially if you compare it with his third ability, his Curse, which pretty much negates the need for follow through, allowing for easy nuking of any enemy. It'd be a wonder to a lot of people why people don't play him when he has such a fantastic, powerful, and simple kit. The true reason is quite simple. The difference between a primary, secondary melee weapon is stark. A melee weapon, you have to be up close, personal, and even if you have AoE, it's less damage than you can do with a primary weapon. The biggest form of melee damage that you will ever see is slam builds. Slam builds do a lot of AoE damage, they affect an area around you, and they can do absurd amounts of damage. Of course, there are melee weapons out there that do absurd amounts of damage as well, like if you're an Umbra main. Umbras can shred extraordinarily well. And Kullervo, with his third ability paired with Wrathful Advance, could also shred extraordinarily well. But the simple truth is that primary weapons will always be more loved by DE, meaning they'll be getting more updates, they'll be getting more of them in general, and just AoE weapons in general allow you to attack from a distance, meaning there's less effort on your part. And it seems there's a big thing in the Warframe community about less effort for the player. Probably because grinding itself takes a lot of time and you don't want to be active for all that time. In that case, I don't know why you're playing the game, but ignoring all of that, the simple truth is that he's not hated or unliked or even unpopular. It's just people tend to be lazy, so they tend to go lazier frames. He's an incredibly lazy frame in my opinion, simply because he gives overguard to himself like crazy with his second ability. All you have to do is activate it and stand somewhere, you'll get a bunch of overguard. All you have to do is cast your third ability and then your first ability on an enemy, and you will nuke all the enemies connected to the tethers by your third ability. All you have to do is cast your fourth ability, and then enemy health will start being shredded by insane amounts of slash damage, which bypasses shields and armor and goes straight after health. He has his own form of mobility with teleport. All you have to do is hold it down and you can teleport pretty much anywhere you want. But does this change anything? Not really. Not really. It doesn't change the fact that despite being extraordinarily tanky, having immense survivability, and extraordinarily powerful kit that allows you to turn any melee weapon into a red crit monster, it doesn't change the fact that it's still melee weapons. Not everybody likes melee. I'm not a big fan of melee, but I can acknowledge that he is arguably the most powerful melee warframe in the entire game. He is definitely the most powerful melee warframe without an exalted weapon. But if it's between him, Valkyr, Umbra, it's a toss-up. So, he's not a hated frame, not at least not what I've noticed. I haven't seen anybody hate on anything other than his grind. Farming him, again, is horrible. So the thing for Kullervo is I think he is incredibly popular for players that like melee frames, and any other player probably just won't like him as much, because the difference between standing at the back and shooting an enemy in the face and having to get up close and personal, being unable to see a lot because you're in front of a bunch of enemies or whatever the reason is. It's so different in playstyle and everything that a lot of players just probably can't get used to him. I'd like to point out that while Incarnins do shoot faster and destroy rooms with ease, like the Turret Incarnin, the most popular Incarnin probably, which can annihilate an entire room with its beams, Kullervo should also be able to do the same if he's properly built, just by casting 3, 2, and 1, or 2, 3, 1. You should easily be able to nuke an entire room. 2 is just to upkeep his overguard. That's incredibly important for survivability, but then 3 is to curse the enemies so they're all connected by one enemy. And then 1 is just to deal a massive attack with high critical chance. With his third ability, it removes the need for follow through. That means that one attack you deal will deal that 100% of that damage to every enemy. And then his third ability, the enemies connected by the tether are dealt true damage. They are not dealt anything nerfed by their armor, shields, or health or anything like that. It's straight up true damage, and that's it. So long as you have a high strength, high range build, nuking an entire tile set should be incredibly simple for you. But with that being said, that is just about it. I apologize if you came into this video hoping to get some nice little hate on Kullervo, but after searching through the Warframe Forums, asking about in region chat, and then looking through Reddit for quite a long time, I haven't found any reason people hate him. It's actually quite nice. Usually when I look at a frame, I see thousands of reasons. Maybe all of his reasons are buried deep in the nether, but at the very least, I haven't seen any. But with that being said, I'd like to know what you think about Kullervo yourself, whether you love him, hate him, or indifferent to him. And if you do hate him, I want to know why. Because other than his farm, I don't see a single reason to hate him personally. But with that being said, that's just about it. Until next time.